Hey everyone, welcome back to Fact Fusion. Today, we're diving into the top 10 historic acts of rebellion that changed societies forever. These rebellions weren't just about fighting back, they transformed nations and shaped the world we live in today. So let's jump right in. 1. The American Revolution, 1775 to 1783. The American Revolution was a pivotal moment in history when the 13 American colonies fought for their independence from British rule. The colonists were tired of unfair taxes, such as the Stamp Act and the Tea Act, imposed by Britain without their consent. They believed in no taxation without representation, meaning they wanted a say in how they were governed. The conflict began in 1775 with battles at Lexington and Concord and escalated into a full-scale war. Key figures like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Benjamin Franklin played crucial roles. The turning point came with the victory at the Battle of Saratoga in 1777, which convinced France to support the American cause. The war ended with the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 1783, establishing the United States of America as an independent nation. This rebellion inspired other countries to fight for their freedom and set the stage for modern democracy, emphasizing liberty, equality, and the pursuit of happiness. 2. The French Revolution, 1789-1799. The French Revolution began when the common people, or Third Estate, rebelled against the monarchy and aristocracy due to high taxes, food shortages, and inequality. The financial crisis, worsened by France's involvement in the American Revolution, led to widespread discontent. The revolution started with the storming of the Bastille on July 14, 1789, a symbol of royal tyranny. This event ignited a series of uprisings across France. The revolutionaries, influenced by Enlightenment ideas, sought to create a society based on liberty, equality, and fraternity. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen, adopted in 1789, became a cornerstone of the revolution. The period saw the rise and fall of various factions, including the radical Jacobins led by Robespierre and the eventual execution of King Louis XVI. The revolution ended absolute monarchy, led to the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte, and brought significant social and political changes. It also spread revolutionary ideas across Europe, influencing future uprisings and the development of modern democratic principles. Number 3. The Haitian Revolution, 1791 to 1804. The Haitian Revolution was a slave revolt that led to the end of French colonial rule in Haiti. It began in 1791 when enslaved Africans, inspired by the ideals of the French Revolution, rose up against their masters. Led by figures like Toussaint Louverture, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, and Henri Christophe, the enslaved people fought a brutal war for their freedom. The rebellion faced fierce resistance from the French, who tried to regain control through military force. Despite numerous challenges, including internal conflicts and external threats from Spain and Britain, the revolutionaries persisted. In 1802, Toussaint Louverture was captured and sent to France, where he died in prison. However, the fight continued under Dessalines, who declared Haiti's independence on January 1, 1804. This made Haiti the first independent Black republic in the world and the first nation to abolish slavery entirely. The Haitian Revolution was significant because it challenged the institution of slavery and inspired other movements for freedom and equality. It demonstrated the power of oppressed people to fight for and achieve their rights. 4. The Indian Rebellion of 1857. Also known as the Sepoy Mutiny, the Indian Rebellion of 1857 was a major uprising against British rule in India. It started when Indian soldiers called sepoys, who were employed by the British East India Company, revolted. The immediate cause was the introduction of new rifle cartridges rumored to be greased with cow and pig fat, offending both Hindu and Muslim religious beliefs. However, deeper issues like widespread resentment against British economic policies, exploitation, and the disrespect of Indian culture fueled the rebellion. The revolt began in Meerut on May 10, 1857, and quickly spread to other parts of northern and central India. Leaders like Rani Lakshmibai of Jhansi, Bahadur Shah II, and Tantia Tope emerged as key figures. The British eventually suppressed the rebellion with great brutality. Despite its failure, the rebellion had significant consequences. It led to the dissolution of the British East India Company in 1858 and the direct administration of India by the British government. The rebellion also marked the beginning of a nationalistic movement in India, eventually leading to its independence in 1947. 5. The Taiping Rebellion, 1850 to 1864. The Taiping Rebellion was a massive civil war in southern China, led by Hong Xiuquan, who claimed to be the brother of Jesus Christ and aimed to establish the heavenly kingdom of great peace. The rebellion was fueled by widespread poverty, corruption, and dissatisfaction with the Qing dynasty. Starting in 1850, the Taiping forces, made up of impoverished peasants and disaffected individuals, rapidly gained support and territory. They captured the city of Nanjing in 1853, making it their capital. The Taiping movement promoted radical social reforms, including land redistribution, gender equality, and the abolition of practices like foot binding and opium smoking. However, internal conflicts and leadership struggles weakened the movement. The Qing dynasty, with support from Western powers, launched a series of military campaigns to suppress the rebellion. The conflict resulted in the deaths of millions, making it one of the deadliest wars in history. Although the rebellion ultimately failed, it significantly weakened the Qing dynasty, leading to important reforms and setting the stage for future uprisings and the eventual end of imperial rule in China. 6. The Mexican Revolution, 1910 to 1920. The Mexican Revolution began as a fight against the dictatorship of Porfirio Diaz and evolved into a broader struggle for social and land reforms. Diaz had ruled Mexico for over 30 years, during which the country experienced significant economic growth, but also deep social inequalities and political repression. In 1910, Francisco Madero, a wealthy landowner who opposed Diaz's re-election, called for an armed revolt. The revolution quickly gained support from various factions, including peasants, workers, and intellectuals. Key figures like Emiliano Zapata, who championed land reform in the South, and Pancho Villa, a revolutionary leader in the North, emerged. The revolution led to Diaz's resignation in 1911, but the conflict continued as different revolutionary factions vied for power. The war resulted in significant casualties and destruction, but it also brought about substantial social and political changes. The 1917 Constitution, one of the revolution's outcomes, included major labor rights, land reforms, and the separation of church and state. The Mexican Revolution reshaped Mexican society and politics, establishing a legacy of social justice and reform. 7. The Russian Revolution, 1917. The Russian Revolution was a pair of revolutions in 1917 that dismantled the Tsarist autocracy and led to the rise of the Soviet Union. The February Revolution began with mass protests in Petrograd, now St. Petersburg, where workers and soldiers, frustrated by food shortages, military failures in World War I, and political repression, demanded change. Tsar Nicholas II abdicated, and a provisional government was established. However, the provisional government struggled to address the people's demands for peace, land, and bread. This discontent set the stage for the October Revolution, led by the Bolsheviks under Vladimir Lenin. The Bolsheviks promised to withdraw from the war, redistribute land, and transfer power to the Soviets' workers' councils. On October 25, 1917, the Bolsheviks seized key government institutions in Petrograd. The revolution led to a brutal civil war between the Red Army, Bolsheviks, and the White Army, anti-Bolsheviks. By 1922, the Bolsheviks emerged victorious, establishing the Soviet Union. This rebellion ended centuries of imperial rule in Russia and established a communist government, significantly influencing global politics and ideologies throughout the 20th century. These historic rebellions show that when people stand up against injustice, they can change the course of history. Each of these movements reshaped societies and left lasting impacts on the world. Which act of rebellion inspired you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Fact Fusion, and click the bell icon to stay updated on our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.